Hey there YouTube, it is Monday the 26th of July 2021. It's 7:06 in the evening, and what this video is about is the boondocking spot that you see a lot of videos on YouTube about coming out here just outside the Badlands National Park and boondocking out here. Where I'm facing, if you're looking at this video here, directly behind me is wall. We're on 240 here, and over to the right over there is a place, but it is fenced off. You can't go there. When you come up this road on 240 like you're going to the park, and you're about a mile or so outside the park, right here to our left, hopefully you can see that, this is your turn in right here. So you want to look for this cross section. In fact, you see this guy turning in here, so he's obviously a boondocker. Yeah, the thing you want to look for is those two poles right there, those electric poles. You'll go between them, and if you look, you see those two towers way out there in the distance. Those are cell towers, and so you want to look for those two towers and these two poles, and this is where you're going to make your left-hand turn at. And also, it reminds me, while I'm thinking of it, we have T-Mobile for phone service. You get excellent, and I mean excellent, internet out here on your phone, so there ain't no problem with that. So anyway, let's ride in through here, and what I'm going to do is show you the whole thing. Okay, we're going to go up here, we're going to go to the right, I'll show you the end of that, we'll turn around and go all the way back to the left, and I'll even show you where we're boondocking at. So let's take off. Alright, so right here you can see we make our left-hand turn. Now this is very, very bumpy, okay, and this grate here. So when you come in here and turn in here, make sure you go slow and easy, because you will beat your trailer up pretty good. And then this road here, while this looks good right here, you see right here, there's a bunch of little potholes here. And when I say little, I mean some of these are quite big. I don't know if this video is doing them justice, but right through here, you will beat your trailer to death coming through here. What I'm going to do is actually show you that there is a second way to come in and out of this place, and that's going to be right at the very end of the video, because that's where we're going to wind up at, and so you'll see what I'm talking about then. So, but you can see up here to the left, turn this GoPro, make sure you can see them, those two towers there, but those are what you're looking for. That's the only two towers on the road. Before you get to this one on the other side of the road, there's a single tower. And then if you look now straight ahead, pretty much in the middle of the screen, you'll see there's one single tower there. So those two towers are what you're looking for. And those two poles back there are where to turn in if you come in this way. But again, I'm going to show you what I personally believe is a better way to come in here and be safer. I mean, there's still some bumps, still some potholes, you'll see. But I think there's far fewer, and I think it's a better way. But everybody seems to come in this way their first time around, at least. So I want to make sure I show this to you. On the weekends it gets really, really crowded out here. We got here on Friday. Today is Monday. And over the weekend, let me tell you, it was very busy. I know on this GoPro it's not showing very well. It looks like it's far away, but we're not that far away actually. Up here where you see there's about 7, I think, well, actually, 1 or 2 has been added, it looks like, since I last counted it an hour or so ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9 trailers up there now. We came through probably about an hour ago. There was, I want to say 7, so I think 2 has been added. And this is on a Monday. So, there's a couple of vehicles up here where people are just looking over, and if you've never been here before, if you've never seen another video on this, then I can tell you there are some really, really spectacular views over the edge, and I'll show those to you as well. So you see, so when you get up here, you make that left-hand turn back there off the road, come up through this, and you can see you come to a T. Obviously, you got to go left or right. Like I said, we're going to start going right. Now, people say there's more level spots to the right. I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's a few, but there's quite a few down the left, and the left is a lot longer. So You'll see that when we get down there. But anyway, I had made my right-hand turn, and you'll be driving over there on the left of me. I'm just taking this little shortcut over here, and you can get an idea of some of the spots here where people are at. Get you closer. Right down here in the middle of the road. You can see how high that front tire, actually both front tires are on that Class A there. This guy here on the left, he's got a pretty nice setup. And then here's another Class A down here. But hopefully you can see some of those views over there. We'll see more of those when we go back the other way. You can see over here to the right, it's just grassy area. So there's actually a lot of people parked in here over the weekend because it gets that crowded and that busy. So be aware of that. If you're going to come here on a Friday, I mean, we got here at probably about 3:30 in the afternoon, and we actually had a hard time getting a spot, but we eventually did where we're at now. And again, when we get down through there, I'll show you that part. But there truly are some spectacular views in this place. You can see there's a couple of trailers here. And then somebody's got a little egg set up down here. But here's your first look at some of the views. And they truly get spectacular. We tried to park right here on this hill, and it was impossible. There's no way you can detach. And those were some bad bumps right there. All right, so anyway, that was the end of this already. So this is the only space. If you make that right, there is plenty of space there, as you saw, where you can turn around. But, you know, if people got it crowded up, well, you might find yourself in some trouble. So keep that in mind. And here, hopefully you can see some of these views over here. I mean, they're very, very nice. There's more over there. People are typically friendly. In fact, our neighbor that we had, he left this morning. He came over, introduced himself last night, and we had a nice little 20-minute or so conversation. So just like you do mostly in the RV world, you run across a number of people who are very, very friendly. Here, I'm going to ride right out here on this edge just to show you some of the views here. All right, hopefully you can see some of that. This is just typical views right there and out there. It's not bad views. We'll keep going. I'll show you some more. Oh, hey, very good. How you doing? I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a couple of kids going off down there. Well, I assume they're kids. From here they look it. All right, so we're right between the, right beside the two towers. They're to my left. So if you get right between these towers, you'd be right here where this Class A is. Now you'll see, like I said, how long. If you come up to that T and you make the left instead of the right, you'll see how this. What? Okay, I'm being told there's a couple of more of the prongs with baby. Oh, right there. Here, let me get this down. There, you should see them there, hopefully. They are two babies. down there, so that's pretty cool. So you can see there's wildlife out here. Here, I'll show you some of the views while we're here. You can see this. Pretty good views. And then one more time, those babies down there. All right, so let's continue so I can show you the rest of everything. If there are coyote out here, we hear coyote every night. And there's rabbits and there's a number of birds. So there's some fair wildlife out here, actually. None have come right up to our campsite. So maybe for that reason you don't want our campsite, but it's fairly level, actually. I just had to put down one board to level one side, and of course that leveled out the whole trailer. So on some of this stuff I won't talk, I'll just fast forward the video so it goes quickly, show you the more interesting areas. And you can see this is quite bumpy, so again, if you come down through here, just go slow with your trailer. Don't get in no hurry. You can see that we got a Class A over here to the right. And then there's a tiny trailer up here to the right when we get up past this hill. How you doing? Alright, so you can see this little tiny one here to the right. He's right on the edge and got some nice views there. Show you a little bit of the views as I can. Down here you can see somebody's in a van. We're almost to where we're at. So you can see there's a Class A right there, and then in front of him is a truck camper. In front of him is us. This is the Red Dragon that we're coming up to right here, and of course in the Tacoma. Here I will ride over and show you our view. We have some nice shade on this side every evening, and we have our chairs set up. And then hopefully you can see some of the views back that way and all through here. I know this don't do it any justice, but really nice views. And right there you can see we got our solar panel set up. Then the truck right out here, plenty of room for it. You can see right here is an edge, but like I said, you got plenty of room to get in here and have no problems. So we've been here since Friday. So Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, we spent 3 nights so far. We're going to be here all the way to this Friday. And we've had no problems, no noise. I mean, everything's been really, really good. In fact, the one neighbors that we did have, on the early part of the weekend, they were running a generator, but by about 11 o'clock they shut that off. And everything was good. So you can see a Class A right here on the right. And that's a fairly level spot. You can see there's a tenor up here. And then another truck camper straight up in front of us. And there's another tenor in front of him. And then right here would be another decent area. It's a little bit uphill, so you have to level a little bit, but we have pretty decent views there. Alright, we've got us a van camper up here. And then there's a van sitting up here on the left. There's just some decent views. Here, I'll show you just a little bit off to the side right there. Not bad. Continue down the road, and down here we've got an older Class A sitting here. Some nice views right out through there, and a really good level spot right here. Man, so you have great views, a great level spot. But if you look out through here, you'll see there's a number of campers, and there's still a good bit of this road to go. So again, if you go left, you're going to have a lot to choose from here. All right, here's an E-Pro on the right-hand side, pulled by a 4Runner. No, that's a Chevy, actually. My goodness. All right, and then down here we've got a Conquest. He's running a generator. This, of course, all is boondocking, so no hookups, of course, of any kind. Free to stay, I believe, for 14 days. We're staying for 7. We're staying from Friday to Friday. We'll be leaving Friday morning. We got here this last Friday evening or Friday early afternoon, about around 3:30 or so in the afternoon. All right, so right up here on our right, you can see we got a Jayco sitting here. See the sun starting to set. It's going to set about 8:15 tonight. So we got us a toy hauler here on the right. A few little bumps on the road up through here, and of course that what used to be a mud area dried up. Something to be aware of, but other than that. So up here you got a big view outward. The canyon's over to our extreme right. So somebody's got a fifth wheel Springdale there on the left. You can see in the grassy area, so they're not on any kind of a cliff edge. It's to our right. And somebody here's got a big tent on the right. Then this one here, now it goes downhill pretty extreme, so this would not be a good spot. You can see there's actually a bus type van. Wow, now this is bumpy here. We're actually almost done. You can see you can camp straight ahead over there. The road goes to the left, but here, I'll ride down here just to show you. So you could, looks like, camp maybe down in here. And we'll just go back around. We're getting ready to meet the road again. So you would come around this curve if you were just staying on the road. Then come straight down. And there's really no camping spots down through here. We've pretty much ended the camping spot, but now I'm going to get you down to the end of this road. It's hard to keep this GoPro straight. There's so many bumps on this road, it moves around. But I'm going to show you what I believe is the better way to both come in and out of this place more safe. The one thing I forgot to point out talking about that is you'll notice, well, if you look at the beginning of this video where I started this out, you'll see that there's a hill right there. That, in fact, you're on a hill and a crest, probably not more than 100 feet or 150 feet at most. So if you're pulling out pretty slow, which you need to because it's so bumpy, or pulling in, if somebody's doing the speed limit, which is 55 on that road at that point, and come over that hill, they're liable to smack you, you know, without obviously being unable to stop in time. So that's where I think that it's dangerous. When we get down here, this takes us right back to the same road. It's 240. That's the only road out through here that's paved, so there's no other road. So when you get to Wall, depending, if you're coming from Rapid City, you'll make a right at exit 110. If you're coming from Sioux Falls and that area and heading west, then you'll still take the 110 exit, of course, and you'll make a left on 240 going away from Wall, and you'll come straight down here, and it's about 6 miles or so out, a little less for where I'm going to show you here in a minute. You can see there is some bumps here, but I'm telling you, a lot of these here are not near as bad as what was on that first part. Now maybe with weather and, you know, a lot of rain or cold or heat or anything, you know, obviously this can change, but for today, the 26th of July 2021 is what's valid for this day and a little time after. I will tell you that one last thing too, that we have had a little heat come through here, and talk to some locals, and they say that this is very abnormal or strange, that we've seen 106 yesterday and today. We're supposed to see maybe upwards of 107 the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. So there is some heat, but typically it's actually in the 80s and 90s. And here's the thing, the humidity is so low here, it's like Colorado, that if it gets about 90 degrees and you've got a little breeze, which most of the time you do, and you're sitting in the shade, it will actually feel comfortable. You won't sweat at all, and it will feel good to you. All right, looks like we've got somebody going to turn in here. If you see those vehicles down there, that's 240. Yeah, it looks like all three of those are turning in here. So you'll see that people do use this road. Now, they've obviously already, well, they got rooftop tents, looks like, so they're probably going to just camp out on their rooftop tents. I guess we'll see them when we head back. That's an FJ, a cement like I had, a Jeep, and a 4Runner. Cool. All right. So right down here is the road. So this is the way that I suggest that you come in and out. Now here's how you're going to know this. Let me get situated. There's another cattle guard here as well, but it ain't near as bad as that other one. Now here's the way that I look at this. Let me get out here and get turned around, and I'll show you. All right, so if you look straight up the road, I know it's a long shot with this GoPro, but right up here, you see there's a billboard and there's an old cabin. Nobody lives in it. It's all boarded up and everything, but a little house got a red roof on it. Just before you get to that, you're going to get to this. You can see it's only one single pole there where you're going to turn in, and the two towers are way, way down there. I mean, so this is probably about a mile before that. And so if you come here and just before you get to that house, like I said, this is probably going to be something, I don't know, between 4.5 to maybe 5.5 miles outside of Wall to get to this road. And then you're going to make this left-hand turn and go right over that cattle guard and go right where we were at and pick your camping spot. So hopefully, I know this is a very long video. Didn't mean for it to be this long, but I'll try to make it as short as I can. Hopefully this helps somebody out. And got any questions or anything, just let me know. Thanks for watching. All right, so the 4Runner and the FJ and the Jeep that we saw come in, down here they sit. So I just want to show you, give you a little treat here. Show you where they've come to. They come to a nice spot. And cement FJ always leads. Boom. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that, and that'll be that.